thoughts and reasons for the way the testimony came out. We don't know what effect, if any, one way good or one way bad, that has had. But in terms of his violation, I would ask the court treat it more as a technical. He has one grandchild on the way, one that just came early this year with Ms. Jaquila Freeman. So the point is, he has been staying out of the way. He's been complying with probation. I would ask the court to maybe consider if you want to put more restrictions and make his probation much more of a, not just something he's on, but something that now has more teeth to it because he's been working. He's been taking care of his family. He's staying out of trouble. He's turned that corner. And literally, it was always our hope he wouldn't have to come in and testify. And there was a reason the state allowed this plea to go forward so that he could step away. And in doing so, if you recall, you may have remember from his testimony, by no fault of his, he was a victim of a crime where he was shot multiple times and had to recover from that. So we would ask the court to consider some restrictions first as opposed to custody. And if you do go with custody, we would ask to consider it as a technical type of violation, not a substantive violation in which you would be authorized to give him an even greater sentence. So we would leave it in the discretion of the court, but we're asking again for a non-custodial revocation punishment.
Okay, well, I don't view it as a technical violation or akin to a technical violation, considering the solemn oath that he took when he said that he understood every term within the plea agreement, factual acknowledgments, and sentencing acknowledgments, and understood and, in fact, orally answered that he understood when both asked by the prosecutor and the court at his plea hearing that failure to abide by any of the terms would constitute a violation of the agreement, and he was notified that the entirety of his probation can be revoked. I do appreciate the fact that this particular violation is a non-violent violation. But I also appreciate the fact that some of the why this could have occurred include the fact that there is just not a proper regard for the judicial system and the seriousness with which an oath in court needs to be taken. I actually view this much more akin to perjury, frankly, than a technical violation, and the sentence for perjury is up to 10 years. I am going to revoke 5 years of Mr. Sledge's probation, and Mr. Sledge, I am sympathetic to the fact that you have generally stayed out of trouble, and I want to commend you for that. And I really hope that this revocation doesn't set you back. But we've got to take seriously the court system.
Yikes. Mounk Tounk. Man, I don't know what to say, brother. I mean, we take these plea agreements for 30 years and 15 years, you know, thinking short time. Let me get home to my family, which I understand. But then now you're faced with the facts. You got to come to court, corroborate all your statements and testify and all of the hoopla. Even if you know everything that you okayed is not true. And Judge Whitaker, she wasn't letting up. You know, like, she made an example out of him today, I think, man. It's just like, but you know, it's crazy because with all the shenanigans the state been pulling, I would have thought maybe she would have gave him, like, you know, just put a hold on her decision to kind of see where the case was going. But no, she stood on business, man. She told him basically, you don't fear the court. You know, you think it's a game. You can just come in here and say and do what you want. I feel like she missed a good opportunity to show, you know, how fair she could be. Because now it's really looking like them against them, you know? It's like, come on. And I mean, I don't know his criminal history, you know, how he's looked at in his community. But if he's been out of trouble, I say, you know, give him a break. Tougher sanctions on his current probation or whatever. But, I mean, look how we got here. You know, he sits down with the prosecutors, his attorneys. They're agreeing on stuff. He's saying, I'm not saying this. They're saying, okay, we're going to work it out. And lo and behold, they slip all that stuff right back in the paperwork. And he didn't read it. He did not read it. they're going to get some time out of these boys one way or another, man. It's really looking like 5 friends and a stranger in that courtroom. I don't know, man. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment. Subscribe.